nasty. And guess what? I'm leaving that in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was the boiled shrimp.
I'm leaving it in. So here we go.
Felt it coming. I
Well,
tried to stop it.
y'all, I guess it's a new year, same hot mess us.
There you go. You're still not on the New Year's cheer, are you?
I tried to beat the countdown over the recording and it didn't work.
Didn't happen. And guess what's
My
staying
bad.
in? That.
Sorry, just did it again.
So welcome back to the Mother You Know, the Woman You Don't. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for sticking with us through that intro.
My bad.
It's a new year, but clearly it's the same old. So Hess starting the new year out right, Lolly.
My bad.
Thanks for that. Oh,
That
God, I hope
spicy
that
shrimp.
comes through.
Hmm.
Well, speaking of New Year, so Happy New Year to everybody who's listening, and thank you for coming back this week. I think we were just going to kind of chat about our not New Year's resolutions, because I think we don't typically do
that.
resolutions, but we were talking about, I guess the popular one is always weight loss and better health, and I think people, started on the 1st and are done by the 6th. So luckily today's the 6th, so most people are over it by now.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, but I don't plan on having that resolution. Last year I was trying to do it before I turned 50, and instead I learned to make pasta and tortillas, so that went well. The weight thing did not. I think for me it's no longer like a stress thing or what's it called, like a where you feel like you have to do it to please everybody else, whatever that is. Hopefully that comes with 50. I don't feel a pressure to do that anymore. Now it is genuinely a thing where it's like, okay, so you talk to doctors and you're going through perimenopause and your hormones are a little off and probably don't need to be eating apple fritters, but
one is fine.
Yeah, I think it's I still haven't mastered.
It's the second and the third one. Yeah.
No, I got to get to all no processed food. I think that's where I'm going to try to go this year, is just staying away from processed food, because that's part of my problem with like inflammation and stuff like that. Is all
that's true.
That pre-made processed food. So, no, don't. Typically, we don't, and we've cut out chips and Cokes and but it's like coming off the holidays for sure.
100%.
Bread and
chocolate oatmeal cookies and yeah.
I got to have Lynn Weisenbaker's chocolate cream pie at the ranch the other day. So, it's just stuff like that. It's the sugar and the processed food that we're going to get back and kickstart our way out of, but not setting a resolution. Not going to do it.
I'm not going to set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm a winner.
I won't make as much pasta this year, but I don't think I'm.
Yeah, homemade pasta just, not that it's better for you, but it's just better.
I think it's better. Yeah, but I think it is better for you. I think it is. I think look at the Italians, Mom. They're thin. Well,
some of them are. Not the grandmas, okay? Not the grandmas.
No, but they're 105 because they've been eating fresh pasta, so it's fine.
Forever.
But I think it's better. I think it's better for you. I don't know. I'm going to stick with it's better for you, but I'm going to try to make it, once a month or something, and not 42 times a month.
Yeah, well, it could be how much you eat of it each time you eat it, for sure. Yeah. Portions and all. And that is always my problem, is just portions. Yeah. Because I like to eat,
Samesies.
I know. So, especially coming off of the holidays when you've had every kind of dessert that anybody's cooked out there over the last 2 months, for sure.
Yeah, it feels
for myself.
Like for sure. For the last 2 months since November. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
So it's a sugar overload right now for me.
Yeah, I probably made chocolate oatmeal cookies, Mom, your recipe 6 or 7 times since Thanksgiving.
And they come out perfect. Let me tell you.
That one batch that I made for Cody and Kaylin, that just one was a little gooey, but Jared wanted them for his birthday this last weekend, so I had to make more chocolate oatmeal cookies for Jared's 40th birthday because that's what he wanted. I wasn't going to tell him no. And then now there's still chocolate oatmeal cookies here. You know what? Speaking of stuff, I made banana bread cookies the other day for the party because I just had a banana.
How those turn out? Yeah,
good. What's her name? Brianna. Mm-hmm. She asked if she could take some, and God bless her. I'm so glad she took all of them.
Yeah.
Like I was we don't have no banana, and then I was like, well, I know Brianna had asked to take some. I think she took all of them, and I was like, you know what? Secretly, I appreciate that. I do, because they're out of the house. But I was like, where are the banana bread cookies?
She's this big and she got 2 kids.
She's 7 weeks postpartum. And I was like, girl, you eat them cookies. And she took all of them. They were all gone. And I was like, okay, B, I got you. I got you. So at least that's out of the house. But I'd have chocolate oatmeal cookies and chocolate peanut butter Oreos burning a hole in the cookie jar on the bar in there. I'm going to just pack them up and send them to the plant with Jared tomorrow and be like, give these to your friends. Yeah. Which I had to do with that last
cherry cream cheese pie.
The cherry cream cheese pie, the one that we didn't use at Christmas. The next day I just put the stuff in there, took it, and he said they ate it. It was gone in like an hour. Like he puts it in the fridge or puts it out on the table, and he came back and it was all gone. If we can't get our blue collar boys chubby, then we're not doing our job as Southern women, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, I had a moment of strength, extra strength, and I threw away a bag of chocolate oatmeal cookies. And they were old. They weren't bad. I just thought I'm going to start this year off right and threw them in the trash.
By wasting them.
And later I'm thinking, oh, darn. I need a chocolate oatmeal cookie. Are they still in the trash?
I saw a video of people who were standing in front of the refrigerator mad, and they were like, the healthiest went shopping, but now the 9 o'clock who needs something sweet don't have anything.
Mad at that.
Healthiest went shopping. Yeah.
Yes.
Mad at Lydia from earlier kind of thing. Yeah.
Look, I cleaned the refrigerator before we left. Remember, we went to Christmas. We come back for the weekend, and we left to go down there again. And then we were on our anniversary date. So I cleaned the refrigerator out completely. And Friday when we got home, Daddy goes, there ain't nothing to eat. So there's stuff in there to eat. And so finally this morning he said, look, we have to go to the grocery store. So I did. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent. And it was just tons of vegetables and all. And I come back, but yet I have a package of peanut butter Reese's cups in there, just in case, just in case. So
in case of emergency.
Yes, just in case. Yes.
In their defense, there's 4 grams of protein for each one of those. So I'm just saying. So
you do get your protein. Oh, get my protein.
It's got the peanut. Yeah, you need it. Well, I track my protein. That's what I have to get more protein than anything in my diet. So I'm like, my Quest peanut butter cups, it's got 4 grams of protein in each one. So just saying.
I doubt the Quest one is the same as the Reese's cup. Right?
Shameless plug. They taste exactly the same. They really do.
I'm talking about the protein in the Reese's cups is not the same as the protein in your.
Protein's protein. Don't destroy this for me, sissy.
Do you?
No. The worst lies are the ones you tell yourself, okay? Yeah.
You're eating the protein one. You're telling Mom that the Reese's cups are the same. And I don't think they're the same.
But they will have protein. Go look and see how much protein is on the back of each one. And if you have to get 10 grams. Mom. No, I think there's more. There's going to be more in there. That's the justification. If I'm standing in the line at Walmart.
I think it's sugar content you're supposed to be looking at, not just the sugar. Protein,
Yeah, that's definitely my downfall is sugar.
It is delicious.
But it is really, it really is the root of some of our inflammation.
Oh,
you think so?
Yeah. I definitely feel worse on days when we eat crappier. And don't take my medicine and don't all things. Don't drink my water. I definitely feel worse. My hip's been hurting for the last 3 weeks, where it hadn't been before, and it is now. That, and sleeping on that cot doesn't help. But
I was gonna say, do you think that's from your diet, from things in your food?
It's 100% from what I eat. Because any days that I eat crappy, I feel worse. I physically feel worse. I can feel the difference. So going into 50, I'm going to try to do better this year and stay away from processed foods and stay away from sugar. And
just as soon as I finish that 6-pack of root beer over there in the cabinet, just as soon as I do. And then every once in a while I get
some sort of family, what's it called? Not trauma, but generational thing. What is it with us that we cannot? Because Dad was an athlete. You know what I mean? He was an athlete. He was built like a brick house. And then all of a sudden we all fat. I don't understand.
No, we're grandmas. We're built like grandmas,
Is that what that's called now?
Yeah. But I think we can attribute some of that to our genes maybe. Because Mama wasn't. Daddy wasn't. My mom and Dad. Connie wasn't. Well, Isidore.
Well, they also
he was a big boy.
Yeah, but they also cooked, like, didn't
Yes,
eat
they did.
crappy processed food. So that's why I think, like, I know Dwayne has been doing, a little bit of the carnivore, which he really enjoys, and I think we're going to switch back over to that, and then probably it's probably going to be more along Mediterranean, like fruits and vegetables and meats and whatever. We're going to try to really limit what we're doing, but I don't know, Mom. You should have been tougher on us. You should have been an almond mom.
No.
No, I don't think I was. I just don't
and
think I
having
was.
just learned what that word means, what is it? Because a couple of weeks ago, Lydia sent me a video of a poor girl who was 4 weeks postpartum, and her mother gave her a scale and papers to track her weight 4 weeks postpartum. And I thought,
yeah,
that's mean.
I hope that mother has the day she deserves.
Yeah,
I really do, because my heart went out to that.
But apparently, it's like
girl.
a thing. It's
a huge thing
where people talk about. Like I said, I never heard the term until you sent us that video, but it's not a good thing. It's not good.
It depends.
Does it feel good?
I feel like there's some of the explanations, like when you look at the top of TikTok, like when it will give you an explanation or definition of things, the way that like TikTok does it, obviously it's probably done by a computer. It's very just like health conscious and things like that. People who are health conscious, and they encourage that in their children.
That's fine.
When you look into like how other people perceive their almond moms to be and the way that it affects them, it very much has a negative connotation. It's very much
negative to me.
Yeah. Like, and I was just pulling up some videos, and like there's all kind of different definitions, and there's a doctor, I'm going to give her a shout out. Her name's Dr. Carla, and her handle is Dr. Carla MD. And she says that she heard like a definition of an almond mom recently, and it said an almond mom is a mom who believes that a woman's worth is based on her looks, and that kind of trickles down to everything from their diets and all this, and then kind of some of the definitions talk about the toxic diet culture that was the 80s and the 90s.
Yes.
And the women who experienced that, they put that onto their children. Everything from, like, I watched a video a minute ago where a woman was kind of making fun of one where, like, your almond mom, she has a cookie, she takes a teeny tiny little bite. It's like, oh, that's enough, and puts it away and puts that on the people around them, and puts that on especially their daughters, for, like, it could be anything from, oh, don't you think you've had enough, or you're getting another plate, or you're going to eat that, aren't you full, or anything like that.
Don't eat that. You shouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
It just feels nasty to me.
It does.
I feel like I said
nasty,
hey,
and I don't
baby,
know if
have another one. I think I said, Mom,
clear your plate.
Baby, have another
Finish
one.
your plate. Finish your plate.
That's
Finish your plate.
Clean it up.
I guess it's maybe it's
and
a generational.
I'm gonna give you a piece of cake if you do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's a generational thing where it's something between Mom and me, where it's like, I don't know, because I don't feel like I was that way with the girls. I guess we'd have to ask them, but I never wanted them to be. I always worried that they're too thin. Like, anytime they got too skinny, I was like, have you been eating? You need to eat. I constantly worry about Ariel. She's just naturally rail thin. Just her dad's family is just these tiny little skinny people, and I worry more about her being too thin and not eating than I do about someone eating too much. Like, I can't ever imagine telling her, same thing, Mom, it's like, you gonna eat your dinner, I'll get you some cake. Like, anytime she's like,
can
I take a plate,
and you get a cake,
yeah, well, anytime she comes over, she's like, can I take a plate? Yeah, take two, because I need you to not starve.
And it's funny you said the thing about the cake, Mom, because the other day when you were coming in when you and Dad were coming in, and Cody and Kaylin were coming over for dinner, and Cody had already gotten to the house, or because Cody was over there with the baby during the day, because he was at home, and we were waiting for y'all to get there, and I had talked to you, and you were like, well, do you have anything? I said, well, I'm making this. And you're like, well, do you have dessert? And I was like, no, it's just a random Tuesday. I don't have dessert. He's like, I'll bring
Mom and Dad don't believe in
bring
that.
a dessert.
Yeah.
And I told Cody that. I was like, your Nana cannot show up to a regular dinner on a Tuesday night without a freaking dessert.
I think that's a Southern thing, though, isn't it? Isn't it a Southern thing? It's more of a...
No, because I don't cook desserts here at the house for Daddy. Now, if we're doing
you turn into a nester and a hostess when you come to family events, and you can't help yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a random carrot cake on a Tuesday.
We did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Brookshire Brothers carrot cake.
Brookshire Brothers, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I told Cody, I was like, your Nana.
But but they're cheating us because they're just putting one layer. Okay. The carrot cake used to be 2 layers, and it's not
anymore. Get it together, Brookshire Brothers. My God.
That's for sure.
You're not supporting our big back nature.
And I always feel bad. I always remember because when Cody was little, he went through a bit of a growth spurt, and he was like at an awkward, because he was always like longer. So we just had problems getting clothes for him that fit anyway. And I think at some point I had bought him new jeans, and I bought a husky size. And he was like, I think he wore them for a while and then realized what they said. And he was like completely offended. And like, you can say husky to him now, even at 23, 24, and he's like, oh my God, because I had put him in a pair of husky pants, but he just went through like this flux of weight where he was like head tall, but you can't get slim. He was like not regular. I don't know. It was just a weird middle school, funky middle school thing. And I had bought him husky pants because but I wasn't thinking he's fat. I was thinking these will fit, fit him in these. But the word husky really, even just as a son, bothered him. And I don't know that, that either of the girls, that I ever did that to either of the girls, but apparently I scarred Cody with husky pants.
Well, Sears, growing up, Sears had a husky size.
Yeah, and listen, these could very well be Sears. I don't know.
Yes, it was Sears, and I would get. I don't know if you remember me buying some of the sizes for you.
Yeah,
they were called husky, and
yeah,
I worried about that. I did worry about that, but I don't think I ever told you. Well, you're a husky. Yeah. You're a husky, baby.
No, I know. And like back then, like you couldn't find size. We were talking about my prom dress the other day. You had to make my prom dress because my senior year in high school, I was a size 12. I think it was 12. And you could not find prom dresses in a size 12. And do you know, I would kill you both to be back in a size 12 today. With the options that you have now. It's like they finally, of course, bring it. But I'm 5'6" and size 14 or 12 at the time. And it's like,
and thinking back, that is completely normal. That is
100%
normal. And that's
normal.
below average to what an average, a U.S. woman now is what, a 14, 16, 18, somewhere in there?
I think it's 16.
And to think about what we did to ourselves in the 90s, thinking that a size 12 is just so big.
Yeah. And I remember being in middle school when you had to take those, like the test, I don't know, like this, there was like, you had to jump and you had to run and you do all these things and score these tests. Like they kept a record of it. And they made you do your height and weight in gym class. And I remember stepping on that scale, and I remember the gym teacher, and I'd like to say her name, but I'm not going to be a jerk, saying, it's okay, your clothes look fine on you. And I was like, okay.
Okay, first
but
off.
Literally, I was probably maybe a size 10 in middle school, and maybe eventually a size 12 in high school. I was never fat, like obese, but yeah, I've always been deco.
For the record, if you want to say that, that's okay, because one of my New Year's resolutions is to be more petty.
Yeah.
I want to be way more petty.
But mine's going to be honest.
Well,
but
say her name.
I don't want to say anything, but because I honestly, the truth is back in 1980 something, she didn't have a clue, She was just saying what.
Was she big?
Whatever. No, I don't remember her being big. I remember her being average. I don't remember her being thin.
Yeah.
But it's okay. But I'm just saying that that's the kind of thing that really does stick with
they weren't afraid to hurt our feelings back then.
Yeah, but it's just little remarks like that can really just.
Oh, so it sticks with you.
Yeah, sticks with you and kind of directs you into a direction that you shouldn't have to go. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And then to have people make comments, just small comments or whatever, throughout life, it's like it is hurtful. And so to me, those, to give somebody a scale when they're postpartum it feels nasty. Like it just feels like it's not even innocent fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's not innocent. You're being a jerk. You're being a jerk.
Well, I think that goes against, I think that reflects back to, like, we were talking about, like, toxic dieting culture and how that mother I would imagine how that mother feels about herself, that her value is in the size of her body, and therefore her daughters, and I don't know these women, like I said, we can find who they were online, but I would imagine that would be a reflection of how she feels about herself. And there's a part of me that feels like if my mother said that to me, my mother only sees my value in the size of my ass.
Yeah.
If I'm not skinny, then I have no value. The fact that I just pushed a baby out of my hoo-ha hasn't, is not a wonderful thing. And into the new chapter, my value is only based on the fact that I'm bigger. And I will say this too, as somebody who cut out 80% of my stomach and lost over 100 pounds with weight loss surgery, people treat me differently in a smaller body. And you'll hear that a lot from people who have made the decision to have the weight loss surgery. People treat you differently. There are different ways that I have noticed when I'm clothes shopping or when I'm doing things, or just, just the way people perceive you is different. And the way that you are treated is different than when I was 100 pounds heavier. And it's an embarrassing thing to say, but it is the truth. And it's a very sad truth. And it's a very, luckily, like y'all, I don't feel like y'all ever treated me differently because I was bigger. Y'all see me with eyes of love, as did my husband. And it's something I did for myself. But the fact that there are people out in the world who will judge people by the size of their bodies, or will make them feel like they only have value if they're a smaller size, like this woman on TikTok, it makes me so sad for them, because I've been on both sides of it. My biggest fear is gaining the weight back and somehow being perceived as a failure, or that, whatever. Like if you gain a bunch of weight after you have your baby or during pregnancy and you don't lose it, does that somehow diminish your value? No, but the world would say that it would. If you have an Amazon mom who gives you a freaking scale, you're going to get that back as a Christmas present.
And I wouldn't even give myself a scale.
I know.
Unless y'all, I bought one not too long ago, and that was the first one in years that I've owned a scale. And now she says, your weight is, and I go, shut up. Yeah.
That's you,
yeah. Well, I'm not going to step on you again. So
you're standing there jumping up and down and jamming your heels into her. Stupid broad.
I'm going to kick you back under the bench there. But I get it. But even where I'm at now, it's really hard because I'm a grandma and I got a grandma body. And so I think a lot of it is I'm not trying to lose weight because I want to get in a bathing suit anymore or get anybody's approval. At this place in my life, I just want to be healthy. I want to not have hypertension. I want to not get winded walking up the hill, So my whole purpose anymore is not to look great or to match anybody's expectations. It's just to be healthy. I need to be healthier, and I want to be healthier. And I don't want to be what's big back? Is that what you just you said? I don't want that.
I'm buying Mama t-shirts. This Big Back Club.
That's funny. But some people might not appreciate that either, Yeah. So I get it. And I've seen women who are upset about their body shape and all that. And all I can say is, I understand, kiddo. I get it, And so.
Yeah, but it's so funny to me how, I think for me, I don't get super stressed out about, sure, like certain things don't fit right. And it's, I think something looks cute and then it doesn't look cute on me or whatever. That's frustrating. But I don't feel like I stress about the way I look. I think it's because I'm very comfortable in my body. I'm comfortable now who I am and what I'm doing. And this is it. Like, this is where we're at. If you don't like it. But I do agree. I want to feel better, but it's also so crazy that, and I think it's also the perspective of seeing people who I perceive as very healthy, very thin, that look tremendous. And you're sitting with these people, because I guess I won't say her name because I don't have her permission to talk about this, but I have a friend who is very athletic, is very involved in I don't know. I'll just say she's athletic. And she was showing me some pictures of her at an event. And she was like, look at my rear end. Look at this. And I was like, it looks smoking hot. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. It looks so good. And she's like, I don't know, my thighs look. I was like, they look tremendous. Like, I don't understand what you're seeing. I can't see what you're seeing. I can't even get on board with you. I cannot be sympathetic. You look good. Like, I don't understand. I just can't see it. I don't know. And I think that's what's the thing, is that it doesn't matter what you look like, is that everybody's got perceived things they don't like. And
because it's not only thicker girls that have body image problems.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It could be everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also, sorry. So, in some of the videos about the almond moms, on the other side of that, there were some women who were coming up talking about they're very thin, like very, very thin. And whether it's because of just their DNA or whatever, that they feel the same way about people telling them that they're too thin as bigger girls feel about when people tell you that you're too fat.
Yes. Yeah.
And I see, like, I 100% get that. So, like, I always try to be careful too, you know, about like telling somebody, you know, just because they have the same problems. Like, if you have somebody who is that's just what God gave them, as jealous as it would make me, they have that same kind of thing too. So they feel the same way it is if someone's always commenting on the way that they look and telling them, you need to eat more, you need to eat more, you need to do this. And that makes them feel the same way if somebody told me to quit putting that chip in my mouth. Which, shut up.
Chocolate oatmeal cookies.
Chocolate oatmeal cookies. Get them out of my house. Brianna, come get the rest of these freaking cookies. Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. I just don't. I don't have that goal for this year. I don't have that goal. I think I just want to be healthy and just try to walk more and do some simple stuff. I don't know. No hefty. I don't have lofty goals this year.
Would you walk with me?
I mean, I don't know when, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know when either.
My walking has to be, my whole thing is my exercise routine has to happen in the morning because I'm in the car. Lydia, it's got to be like 3:30 in the morning if I do it here.
It's
I can't
dark.
do
There's
it here.
like
I have
wolves
to
and
leave
stuff
here
in our
at
neighborhood.
5:30. My point is that I have to leave at like 4:30, 5 o'clock to do it downtown when I get to work.
Oh, okay. You do it like a
shower,
treadmill at work
then
or something.
Dressed,
oh, okay.
And then
I'm not going with you to the Galleria just to walk. Sorry.
Listen, I don't even want to go with me to the gallery. So let me just say that's my plan on my 8/8 schedule. That's my plan, but it's not been.
But you're not going to beat yourself up if you don't do it every single day, which I think is
trying to beat
the
myself
healthy
up.
part
As I said, I haven't started it yet, but that's like in my brain. That's when I can walk. Or
for all them people who made the New Year's resolution to quit in like a week, and then you'll have the gym all to yourself.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I could start next week because I ain't going in there. God bless those people.
God bless them.
So, anyway,
good job, guys. You keep going. Don't quit.
Well, we were in Galveston. We were at Landry's, and let me just say, the food there is so good. It don't matter what you order. It's just yummy. And I thought, you know what? My goal is to find healthier food that is that yummy and enjoy eating. Enjoy eating less. But you know, when you sit down to a good meal and it's like, this is so good. That's what I want to do. Is find recipes that are just that good, yummy. So
I like that goal.
And I like the look of the Mediterranean diet.
That's where when you boil it down, when I say Dwayne's doing the carnivore and I'm going to add fruits and vegetables, that means it's the Mediterranean and not carnivore.
Well, and vegetables and stuff. I like vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone gave me 2 eggplants the other day, and I'm thinking, eggplants. What do you do with eggplants? So I don't know. I'm thinking.
I mean,
surely eggplants can.
Fried eggplant.
Maybe coconut oil. That would work.
I doubt it.
No. So.
No, the problem is I think for us it's a change of habit, which is hard. I know it's hard for me to change my normal, and then it requires like all the prepping. So it requires the planning, the meal planning, the grocery listing.
Yes.
Then prepping the food, cooking the food, having the ready.
Well,
so
portion control.
I think it's trying to find a middle road of prepping the right foods, planning, and execution. So, which is I can real good at planning it, but I don't execute it.
Yeah,
so.
Me too. I got it all down in my head. But
and I can admit that part of mine with like the wanting to eat healthier, obviously during the year, whatever, is a lot of mine is still mental, struggling with my food issues over the years, because my brain sometimes doesn't grasp that healthy food can be yummy. And so I struggle with that. Like if I make something healthy that tastes really good in my head, I still have some guilt. Like, there's just that's just a mental thing. Cause like when I made that butter chicken the other day, in theory, it's not bad for you because you're making it at home or whatever. And it was so delicious, but I immediately felt like I was doing something wrong because it's so good that it was one of the best things that I've made in a really long time, because I live off of, chicken nuggies and cottage cheese. And so when I made something that tasted really, really good, I had to struggle with the mental part of it. Like, should I be eating this? Because it tastes good. So therefore it can't be good for me.
You definitely shouldn't be eating the chicken nuggies.
No, they're like the ones with the high protein from Costco.
You can high pitch voice me all day. You should not be eating those processed chicken nuggets. You can take it up a notch. I don't care. It's not.
She can eat like 3 ounces and it's fine.
Did she just turn into the almond sister?
I mean, seriously, Susie.
No, I'm just saying you shouldn't be. Yes, you should be cooking and eating good food.
Yes,
you should be.
I know, but I'm saying the point is that I've got 25 years of, probably 30 years, because I'm 45 years old. Like 30 years of just the toxic side of the dieting and the what I did to my body and the mental side of that and the body dysphoria and all that those kind of food issues. And I don't know where those came from because I didn't have a mother who almond mommed me. Mom never looked at me and told me I was fat, and Mom was not. Mm-hmm. I have my own reasons for all those other things that happened and what I did through. But the point is that those are lasting effects of what I experienced, and those are lasting effects of the choices that I made. And I still deal with the mental side of it, the mental side of the food issues, because they call it food. Is it food talk? Food. What do they call it? There's a term for it, like the food noise that goes on in my head about whether it's munching or doing all these things, or when you just constantly think about food. And so I struggle with the mental side of it. And for me right now, it's things that taste really good have to be bad for me. Therefore, there's guilt. Therefore, there's, it messes with things in my head. And that's just something that I struggle with. And yes, I probably need to go back to therapy to deal with it, but I'm not there yet. But those are still, those are just the things that I experience on the food side. I mean, my body may be smaller, but my brain didn't change. The chemical part of my brain definitely didn't change, because I still look in the mirror and see somebody who is 265 pounds, and that's not fun. So I don't know how to do that as like a New Year's resolution. Maybe get healthy in my head, see a professional.
Well, I think that's where it all starts, though. Don't you? Yeah. It starts there. Like,
yeah.
How you think about it.
Turn off overnight.
Yeah, right.
And also, what do you think that is? That because obviously I don't know that it was taught. I don't remember growing up it being taught to turn to food for things. Like, I know I get the celebratory thing because we're Mexican and we just cook and we eat. We cook and we eat. And then coming from your family, it's like you get together and you cook and you eat, and it's always large scale because there's 200 of us, So what do you think that is? That do you think you use food to cope, or you?
Well, I keep looking back and think, okay, even now when I want to cook something for Daddy and I, it's got to be a big pan of it. I still in my head cook for 12 people, 13 people. I still, when I made spaghetti the other day and I had a ton of it left over. And I'm thinking, can you not learn to cook for 2 people? Because I'm still cooking for a lot of people. When I do cook, you could make a small batch of goulash. How do you figure that out? So
do that.
I know you don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
You make chicken mole. It's got to be the whole chicken and a gallon of it. So probably in y'all's life, when I cooked a lot of whatever I cooked, and maybe we eat a lot because there was a lot. So maybe we were eating for 13 people when we should have been eating for 5 people, So who knows?
Well, cutting down recipes requires math. I don't know what half of 1/8 is. I can't do that. It's hard.
But not be 1/16? Or...
Yeah, I don't know.
16. Well,
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Who has a 1/16 tablespoon? I don't.
We're
just for your way.
I'm just saying that's my problem because I'm like, I'm supposed to half this, but how much is half of 3/4 of a cup? I don't know. I'm sure it's on the thing, but why are you laughing at me? This is a legitimate problem.
I'm sure you could
remedial math is what it is. Well, baby.
I was being serious. This was not a joke. You're making light of my problem.
Well, it's like half of that. If you have it, you have. If you have it, you have all of everything. You have
exactly. That's a lot of mathing.
Half a teaspoon, half a tablespoon.
That just takes a lot.
Well, you don't have to be exact.
No, I get it.
A good cook goes. Just dump it in there.
So, I understand that. I have that with the problem with Jared because like if he's on days or nights or whatever, I want to have food for him to take with him. I don't want him just not eating or eating whatever. And so trying to figure out how to cook for me and him for dinner when I eat this much and he eats this much and then he needs some for the next day. But you want to have enough for him to eat the next day, maybe the next 2 days. But then what if he doesn't want that? And so you have to do that every.
It's a real world problem. I agree.
I don't think you do.
We're going to have to get you a mathematical scale of some time. Something that'll cut everything in half for you.
Throwing chicken nuggies in the air fryer. Henceforth, yes. Tomorrow, baby's getting a turkey sandwich because we ate all of our shrimp boil tonight. So, but those are the things that we stress about, with food. Like you said, either making for too many. You're not the only person I know who does cook for those kind of things, and you either make too much or you make not enough. And I would imagine that a lot of women, especially if they went from being mothers and caregivers to now empty nesters. Well, you've been an empty nester for a while. Mother, you've been an empty nester for 20 years.
Yeah.
And you still struggle with cooking for a family of 5.
And hence, so we go out to eat. Isn't
that cheaper?
Not really. Not anymore. Not at all. And then and anything you order, any entree in the restaurant is just massive amounts of food. And I look at it and think, well, I have to eat it because I have to pay for it. So, or bring it home later to eat it at 9:00 at night because it's not going to be any good tomorrow. So, I need to eat it up tonight so I don't waste it. Yeah.
A vicious cycle.
That's the way we've been living. You ain't lying, girl. So,
get it.
So that's why I literally went shopping today. And I'm meal prepping and I'm looking at the portions. And
nice.
I bought small cuts of meat, and I told Daddy, no eating out this week, baby. No eating out. So
how's that going? Look, it's Monday.
Hey, we have gone days and days and days eating out every single day. Breakfast and dinner, and we think we've done a really good job because we only eat at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we eat early. So we eat a lot, So it's not a resolution. It's a New Year's resolution. I don't know what it is, but I got to quit this crap. I guess.
Be sure just a tip. Be sure to write down like what your meal prep is, because when I try and do that, I'll be back. I'm like, why did I buy sweet relish?
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out why I had that in my HEB list. And so be sure to write that, because I finally figured out today, Dorcas, why I bought the sweet relish. It was to make that Old Bay tartar sauce that you told me about. And I made it today for our stuff. It was so yummy.
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to write down why you're buying a random kumquat.
Right.
For your meal prep. Because then you're sitting there with a kumquat going, why do I have a kumquat?
That's right. I got 2 eggplants.
This is a real problem for me.
Yeah, and me too, because I bought some beets the other day, and I can't remember why. I'm thinking, what? I think I tried to juice one of them, and it just turned out like yuck.
Ooh,
It just
mate
was,
beet hummus.
Yeah.
Beet hummus is delicious.
Oh, really?
Mate
See,
beet.
I've never heard of that.
We had it on the cruise last year, and then I came home and made it, and it was absolutely amazing. And it's pretty. It's really pretty.
Well, then I remembered someone had taken a fresh beet and roasted it, and it was supposed to be really good. So I thought, oh, that's why I bought them beets. So I'll have roasted beets this week. Hence, the Mediterranean diet is full of vegetables and stuff. So we'll work on that. So I'm trying to get there, but I'm not trying to get skinny as much as I just need to get healthy. Because I need to be able to walk up the daggone hill.
Yeah, we were, at the ranch this past weekend, and the morning after Christmas. So we've eaten for 2 or 3 days straight, and then we get up at 5:30 in the morning, put on full, camo head to toe. I'm looking like that kid from A Christmas Story in my coveralls and my new coat, because he bought me a new coat. So it's basically the coveralls come up to here, and they have suspenders, and then you put on a coat. So it's basically from here to my mid thighs. You can't move. Like, it's like you're walking like this. Like, my little feet are just walking. And I kept telling him he was walking, and usually I walk off and leave him, and I'm walking behind him. He's like, "Can you get up here?" I was like, "No, because I've eaten for 2 days, and now you've got me in 82 layers of clothes at 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to walk a half a mile to our
in the woods,
in the dark, in the cold." I had to stop like several times. I was just like, but it was really because I was taking twice as many steps, walking
faster
like this, like trying to walk behind him in my coveralls and my looking like I said, that kid from A Christmas Story, like just walking, like just I couldn't move. So I'd like to catch up with Dwayne. I think is the point. I gotta eat better so clearly I can catch up with my older husband who's taking off and leaving me now. So I think that's the goal for this year, but not to be an almond mom. I definitely don't want to be an almond mom to my girls.
I don't want that for the girls either. I think I was talking to Alicia at her house on Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve, and I was talking to about, and this is actually before I sent you the thing about the almond mom, but I definitely don't want to be that with my stepdaughters either. But I also don't know what's the right thing to do. Like, I'm new to this whole mothering thing. And, when we have them at the house, especially around the holidays, like last year we had a rule, which probably wasn't the most healthiest rule, but we're going to have a lot of treats and snacks and all this kind of stuff. You can eat whatever you want, whatever. Just don't puke, because I don't want to clean up vomit. And that was the rule. Like, just make good choices. But they're too young to know what those good choices are. And so this year it was a little bit more, strict or whatever. But when they come to me, and I think I told Jared this, like, I don't know what the right answer is. Because if they come to me and they're like, "Hey, can we have some Christmas crack, or can we have some chocolate oatmeal cookies?" My instinct is, yeah, I don't care. Have whatever. But I didn't want to just give them that free for all, because they don't have that emotional intelligence, but they'll just eat. So I don't know what the right answer is. Like, I don't want to be an almond mom, because I don't think I am, because I think that they're young and they're running and, burning calories, and they're doing all this stuff. I don't know what the right answer is. Because I think when they were leaving that day to come, like Jared was bringing them home. And so I usually get them snacks like granola bars and things like that for the car, because it's a long ride. And they were like, "Can we get some Christmas crack to go with us?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How many pieces?" And I'm like, "I don't know, 17? I don't know, but I did like 2 or 3 or whatever." But when I started learning about this almond mom thing, I was like, "Oh my God, was I being an almond mom? Limiting it like to 3 or something like that?" And I still don't know the answer. I still feel like
you only have them like once a month and on holidays. So I feel like you get a pass there, because it's just whatever. You don't have to worry about their day-to-day intake.
I know, but I don't want to set them up for.
But if you can,
I don't want to set their
Christmas
mother up for be like, "Well, Lolly lets us have 27 pieces of Christmas crack."
She's already having to do all the work, so
I know.
you're not contributing anything to her. She's already the one that's having to worry about them day to day. So if I feel like you got the easy decision.
I know, but it's still
only see y'all at Christmas.
But it's still a decision that I want to make the right one for them. I don't want them to, like I said, just be at our house for 48 hours and just eat crap the whole time. But I don't want to limit them, because they're little girls and they're perfectly healthy, and they're, all this kind of stuff. But like I said, they're having how many pieces of Christmas card? I was like, I don't know, 27. Go ahead, I don't care, But I was like, that's probably not right. So let's get like 3 each, and then you got your granola bars. But I don't know if that's the right thing. Yeah. I don't know if I made the right decision. I have no idea what the right decision is.
Sure, I think you have to set boundaries.
I think it's the intent too.
I think you have to
set boundaries, but it's
you have to set some boundaries for them because they're young and they're
Well, the rule on the rule like the snacks. We used to have snack boxes, but somebody had sticky fingers and was eating everybody else's snacks and not getting rid of the evidence. So we had to
allegedly
she was doing it. Even though I caught her red-handed. And so the new rule now is you can have as much fruits and vegetables as you want. Like they love cucumbers. We always have cut up cucumbers. We have grapes, we have bananas, we have oranges. You can eat that galore. Eat it all day long. The other stuff is a little bit more limited, but does that make me an almond mom? Like, am I, is it? No? Okay.
I don't think so at all. Okay.
Well, also too, because we did discover the fruit dip, the cream cheese and marshmallow put fruit dip. And
the marshmallow.
They ate I had to make that 3 times in one weekend, and they ate all the fruits and vegetables. Like, look at you guys eating all the fruit with the fruit dip. But they ate the fruit. Dang it.
But it's just marshmallow and sour cream. Is that the one you made?
Cream cheese. No, the one with cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Yeah. See, you're not an almond mom. Well, they ate all the vegetables. I mean, all the fruits.
And the vegetables?
They do. So they like cucumbers. They like that kind of stuff. So they can eat whatever they want in that area. Eat it galore. But like I said, I don't ever want to come off. Now, like I said, these videos will try to pop in on my thing. I don't ever want them to feel like Lolly's telling them you can only eat fruits and vegetables. Because that's just not true. I mean, we have the other stuff, but I don't ever want them to feel like they're monitoring them, on that. And because I don't do that to myself.
The other side of this is not making sure we put our fears and our own trauma on these kids.
100%.
Don't even think about the stuff that we think they think about.
I
don't want my kids to ever look at themselves. And it's been, I've never been one to take pictures or, be in front of a camera or whatever. This is very not okay for me to look at myself and the boobs that look too big and the, the gut that's not looking great on camera. It's never been my thing to take pictures of myself and all that. And you think as you get older, how much time you waste on thinking about stuff like that. Thinking about, why don't I have more pictures of my kids when they're younger? And now I feel like I want to that's all I want is to have us all in a picture. I don't care what double chins and all. Bring all the chins. I want pictures of all the chins. So we don't want to put our trauma, insecurities on our kids. I don't want my kids growing up thinking that they can't, because they don't look a certain way, they shouldn't be in a picture with their kids or their husband or their,
You're right about
Dwayne
that.
and I don't have, took engagement pictures, but we don't have pictures where we were just dating because I wasn't whatever. And I think now it's I'm on a roll of taking pictures of he and I all the time because we just don't have pictures together. Or haven't in so many years, so it just feels like I don't want to put those insecurity on my kids either. I want them to take the picture, bring your chin, take the picture.
You don't have those kids. You did a good job. Your kids are confident and they are outgoing, and even Ariel, the shyer one, is outgoing in her own way, and Cody is confident, and Mariah is confident. They have that healthy self-esteem.
I don't want to do that.
No, you really didn't. You did that. You made them. You helped make them who they are.
I want them to be.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, you got that from your mama, because I just I don't want to take pictures of myself, and just I guess because I don't like the way I look, I suppose, but I want to get over that. So this is hard for me right here. This is it, buddy. This is hard, but I'm trying to overcome all that. I mean, the fact that I'm sitting here says, okay.
I mean, listen, I use a filter on. Don't get me wrong. I use a filter on TikTok. I'm not playing with that. Okay. That's too many options. I'm totally using a filter. Do anything on TikTok. I wish we had them on here.
Yeah, I do too.
But I'm not,
but I think
it's just being comfortable in your own skin.
I want to be free of that.
Yeah,
I want to be free of that.
I don't want to stress about. I mean, I'll take pictures twice and 3 times to get the right,
right,
a decent picture. But I no longer am going to be like, no, y'all get, let me take a picture of y'all. Get in here. Let's take a picture of us. And because I don't want my kids to look back or my grandkids to look back and go, she was never in a picture.
Yeah. Well,
So.
that spilled over on that Thursday night when we took pictures. We went to get Shirley, and Beth and I were sitting there, and Beth says, "We need to take a picture." And I said, "Yeah, we sure do. Let me get my phone out." And the waitress come along, and we started giving our orders and all. And so the evening passed without us taking a picture of the four of us.
Yeah.
It was and that's habitual with me of not taking pictures because, I don't want you to take a picture of me. I don't want to be in the picture.
Yeah.
But I fully intended to, but I didn't do it. And that I was just so mad at myself because, that was the last one. That was the last opportunity with Shirley. And that made me cry. And when Catherine texts me and says, "Oh, Cindy, I hope y'all took a picture of all of y'all and send me a picture." And good Lord, I couldn't even answer her for 2 days.
Yeah. So those who are listening, my mom's sister passed away this week.
Yes.
And we actually had one of her daughters on earlier last year on the podcast. Yes. My cousin Jennifer was here. She was talking about her mom Shirley. So my aunt Shirley passed away this week, and y'all got to see her the week before she passed away.
The Thursday before she passed.
Days? Yeah.
On the next Friday. It's a week.
Yeah. So a week before.
So that's a huge regret.
You didn't take the pictures. Yeah.
Didn't take the picture. We were going to, and then of course we're praying for Beth because she's been seriously in ICU. So
she's in the hospital too.
Yeah, she's in the hospital too. So the two, that opportunity was just lost. And then Daddy and I celebrated our 3rd anniversary in Galveston.
Yes. Did y'all take any pictures whatsoever?
No. I'm thinking, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
Yeah. Like, Mom, I took pictures of us leaving the deer stand the last Sunday. Me and Dwayne took a picture in front of our deer stand because the season was over. It's like we took
And sometimes I've taken a picture of me standing on the beach and turn around and look up to the hotel and Daddy's waving on the balcony.
On the balcony.
That was, yes, because he won't get down in the sand and no wave. So, I thought, we could have at least taken pictures in the restaurant even, but I thought, how far does this go that you won't even take a picture of, your anniversary weekend? I got lots of pictures of Galveston, but, or the beach, but just the two of us. So that goes deep with me.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me that I don't take the pictures?
Yeah.
So no, even at Christmas,
thinking, how much time do we have left?
How much time do we have
the pictures?
Yes.
Or to be in the pictures. And I know there's a thing about like you want to be in the moment and you want to whatever, but I just think there's just something about just snapping a
picture.
Just a quick picture of whatever.
Yeah. Well, even at
the end of the day, who cares what you look like, I guess? It's like
that's the thing is we're not going to look back at you and go,
no, because I thought we looked lovely. I thought we all looked great. But yet it's that thing.
And it's for you. The photos are for you at the end of the day, and they're for you to have on your phone or, and, just the ones that you and I know where you're at, Mom. I said, I was never very comfortable in front. I'm more now.
Yes.
Again, I think a big part for me was because of the weight loss. Like I don't cringe when I look at a photo of myself anymore. But one of the things I have noticed is that if you look at like the photos, especially of like me and Jared, like when him and I got together and I wanted photos of the two of us, that like, what is it? Like a month before we got engaged, we took that road trip to Big Bend and we took a lot of photos and I took my camera and we did all these great photos. Almost every single photo of the two of us, like it's like a selfie. And I'm hiding behind him.
Yeah.
Like he's 6'3", I'm 5'3". Like you can kind of see me over his shoulder, but every single one of them, I'm hiding my body. And when you look back at all of our photos in that time together, it's the same thing. But that's me. That's a me problem.
Yeah.
That I didn't like my body. I didn't like the way it photographed and anything like that. And then like, you can kind of see it throughout, just the history of adulthood too, like hiding behind your friends or doing this so that your body isn't photographed.
Yes.
I still do it sometimes. And again, I think that's just a mental thing, but I'm more confident now in front of it. Like I was looking at a photo that we took. Somebody took of us at the party the other day for Jared's 40th birthday. Somebody took a picture. I think it was Riri. Took a photo with the instant camera of me and him.
Mm-hmm.
And like he just had his arms around me. We were just kind of standing there dancing or something. And like I didn't recognize myself. And this is the silliest thing. But I was like, ooh, my arms look so thin. Oh my gosh. And I felt good about myself, which isn't a feeling that I always have. But that's for me. Like, that I'm not going to plaster that. I mean, I did put it on like our Facebook when the album or whatever, but those photos at the end of the day are for me and him and for, of the kids or stuff like that. So I really encourage you to take those photos for those memories and those things. And because it's not about, like, for example, like the reason that, like, I have that photo that I was just telling you about of me and him with his arms around me and he's actually looking to the side. You can't even really see his face. I put that as my screensaver on my phone. And I had one of those moments of like, God, that's weird to have a photo of yourself as your screensaver. But when I look at that, what I see is him with his arms around me and the comfort that he gives me and the way he makes me feel secure. So it's just about taking those photos for whatever memory it gives you, whether it's the photo of you on the beach by yourself or the photo of daddy up on the balcony.
Yeah.
Like, what does it remind you of and what comfort does it give you? And you have that in your phone and that's for you. It's not for anybody else. And I mean, y'all always look so good in the podcast. Y'all get up and y'all put makeup on. I literally look like I rolled out of bed because this is how I went to work today and I don't have a bra on right now. But no one's going to see
that information.
I'm just saying, no one cares.
No one
this
cares.
Is what I look like. That's what I look like at work today. We always look so pretty and everything. And then, so y'all do that for you. And I could put on makeup, but I'm not gonna. So do it for you,
Mama.
Mama.
Makeup because I went to work, but
yeah, I did not. I mean, I went to work, but I worked from home. Had a 15-minute meeting. I'm like, yep, that's what y'all get today.
I did put makeup on at 6 o'clock in the evening.
You do. Y'all always look so pretty when we do this podcast.
I went grocery shopping without makeup, but I got home thought, got to do this for the podcast.
But you do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take the photo for you.
Well,
Mama.
But that comes from someone who's been hiding from the camera for a long time.
Yep.
A long time. Because even I looked at some of the other pictures that Shirley, Jennifer, and Catherine posted. And when I saw myself, I didn't think, oh, look, it's me, Mother, Shirley. I thought, girl, you was fat back then, too. I looked at myself, in every one of those pictures. And I think back and I think, I wasn't that heavy back in those days. But I still look at myself and go, man, you look fat, girl. You really look fat. At the time, I thought, I'm not overweight or anything like that. But
that's what I'm saying. What does that come from? Because you weren't fat. You were super thin. Because was Grandma an almond mom? Was she telling y'all to be?
No, look at all of us. I
was like, I know it wasn't Dad because Dad likes a tortilla and a fried chicken more than anybody I know. So he's always been stiff and strutting around like he's something. So
not at all, girl. Not at all.
So I know
that's
just
pure confidence. Pure confidence, no matter what. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, what's that like?
I mean, Papa's walking around with greasy chicken fingers and standing around like,
yeah. That T-shirt you sent the other day, that guy
was that not hilarious?
That was
funny. The funniest thing. Yeah. And all that made me do was think of Dad. Lydia, it was a T-shirt. It was a Mexican man, and he's dancing to accordion music. But his T-shirt has the buttons on it. Like the round buttons
and the keys,
that you play on the accordion, the keys.
Okay.
So it has a printed and it has a little fold of like a accordion on it, but it was just on the T-shirt. And he's just dancing around like this, like playing those notes. And I sent that to Mom and I was like, if this ain't Dad's shirt, like I don't know.
Yeah, he thought it was really funny. He thought it was real funny.
I don't know. It just tickled me because Dad's used to always dance around and laugh at that music and whatever. And I just thought, if that ain't him, I don't know what is.
That's true. That's just confidence, baby. Confidence. Yeah.
But for you, like, if it wasn't your parents and it wasn't, who told you were ugly, girl? Who told you were fat? Somebody did.
I told myself. You know, it came from me. I looked in the mirror and said,
punch yourself.
Fat, girl. You're fat. So that's what I want to get away from. I want to get away from worrying about that and just concentrate on getting healthy. Okay. And so knowing that, taking off a few pounds, you know, when the doctor tells you all your numbers are too high, your scale number is too high, your blood pressure number is too high, your blood sugar is too high, you know, your cholesterol is too high. It's all diet related. So
have you been taking your blood pressure medicine, Mama?
When I remember, yes, I do.
We've had this conversation.
But I remembered it.
We are going to sick the internet on you.
Look, I stood in your kitchen and took one 2 weeks ago.
And you were here over a week ago. Well, no, when did you leave? Last Wednesday. You left last Wednesday.
It's sitting over there on my counter.
You haven't taken one since my house? On New Year's Day?
Well, that's a no. That's a no. It's a solid no.
It's because I couldn't find them. I couldn't figure out where I put them.
And she said like this. She went, well, that's a no.
So internet, Mom still is not taking her blood pressure meds. I know that's a HIPAA violation, but she needs to take her meds, and y'all going to need to remind her.
Well, Daddy does remind me did you take your medicine? I'm getting it. I'm on my way right now.
And that
get to the kitchen and think I'm in here for. No. I really have purpose in my heart to take my medicine. Okay. That one little white pill. So we're working on it. That's my New Year's resolution.
All well and good, Mama.
That's my New Year's resolution.
I have a lot of purposes in my heart. You know where they go? Nowhere.
So, Mom, take the picture.
Take the
picture and the pill.
Take the picture, take the pill.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's your new t-shirt.
That's my new...
Take the picture, take the pill.
Okay. That's what I work real hard at.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll set these goals just like everybody else, and hopefully we can make some differences this year.
And we'll be over it in a week. The next episode will be like, so who's already broken their resolution?
Yeah. Well, just so y'all know, right now, I am now officially the oldest child in my family.
Yep. We talked about that. I think me and Dorcas talked about that the other day.
Beth is officially the youngest because we don't have, was there 6 of us left?
Yeah.
And so that was a hard.
She started out with 9, and so
9 girls. There's 11. There were 11 girls. Of us. Yeah. 11 of us girls.
Lost 1 year ago, and then 2 years ago you lost 3 in a row.
Yes,
right?
3 in a row.
Yeah.
3 in a row, which now leaves.
And we lost Shirley the other day.
Aunt Shirley was the 4th one in 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Of course, we've lost Mom and Dad, and also, when I looked at the timeline and how old Pam was, she passed at 72. Claudia passed at 72. The next year, Claudia passed. Debbie was in her early 60s, about 6 months later. And then Shirley is about a year and a half older than me. So she was 73. And so I turned 72 January 17th. So that's a big motivator for me to get serious. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm going to take my pill.
Please do.
And I know, because here's the thing. You didn't grow up, and I'm not going to call out Aunt or anything, but you didn't grow up smoking and drinking. Sister, if you don't take this pill, you could have the same results, okay? And you will have wasted 72 years that you didn't have a drink and a drug and a cigarette. You wasted all these years to die at the same time because you didn't take your medicine. Just for the record.
You come up with that.
Don't think I won't bring that up at a funeral. If you look at her wasted all this time.
Well,
so
again, ask the Lord for 20 more. I asked the Lord for 20 more years. You know.
Okay.
And so I read something that said, "Why do you keep asking God to heal you and keep doing those things that keep making you sick?" Okay.
That's a good statement.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, that is good. Heal me, Lord. I'm going to pick up this little Debbie, though.
That's right. That's right.
This chocolate oatmeal cookie.
Mm-hmm. So we're working on that.
Okay, girls. We're going to try to do better in 2025.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to try to do better in or do different in 2025.
Yeah,
and we're not going to be all in moms.
So. Just make those changes. You know, they don't have to be big changes, but small enough changes that make the big difference, I think. And then my saying, I done told you this, the inspirational saying in my little calendar that you gave me is discover who you are beyond who you've been, you know. So I thought that's a good thing to aim at, keep in mind. So that's my New Year's saying.
Do, Mom.
Do what?
We got lots of living to do.
We do. We'll stop beating up ourselves about who we're not, you know, and do better. So let's do it.
Okay, here's to 2025.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of The Mother You Know, The Woman You Don't. Be sure to like us on all the social medias, follow us, whatever. Leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.